Thank you to this gamer for tagging me and having enough interest to ask me to answer 5 questions about myself. I suppose since I have been so active in the comments for so long that it is probably about time and only fair that I do tell people a little bit more about myself. And so I'm going to try to do that here and give you some kind of an idea of who I am and what I'm all about. 5 facts about me that you wouldn't know from watching the videos. Well, one of them is that as much as I like to inherit money, and I've gotten a little bit during the course of my life, I tend to inherit children more than I inherit money. And right now I am finishing the raising of my 8th child, who's my grandchild. Her mother, fortunately, is still alive. But I raised 7 others, his, mine, ours, and other people's, and mostly because the parents had defaulted by death. I guess you could say that's why I feel like I'm such a darned expert on so many human social problems. Had to handle quite a few of them on my own, and so I did get a little experience that way. Another fact I don't think too many people know is that after my husband died, I had a dear friend who was a friend to both me and my husband, who pitched in and became my lover for 25 years, and who helped me finish raising not just 1 set of kids, but 2. A fact about him is that he was 100% totally blind due to diabetes, but trust me, that didn't stop him from doing anything that any other man would do. He was a wonderful friend and companion, and just absolutely invaluable with the children and helping me in my business and doing all kinds of things. The kids called him Dad, or at least some of them did. He's very much loved in our memory. Another thing is that I live in a trailer in Kentucky, but it's to me an absolute mansion. I don't know if you have seen modern trailers, but some of them are very nice. Mine has 4 bedrooms, a living room, family room with a fireplace, a dining room, a large country kitchen, a laundry room, 2 baths, porches, decks, pavilion, breakfast room. You name it, this place has got it. And I'll tell you what, the price was sure right. So I'm loving it here. You know, I've got the big garden, and I've got chickens, and the shed, and it's just wonderful. And the surprising thing about it is I'm almost right smack in the middle of downtown. I really like this because I have the advantage of all the city services, and I can hire somebody to mow the yard and help me out. So remember this, anyone out there who wants to call me trailer trash, you just go right ahead. But remember this, mine's paid for, so yeah. Another thing I suppose most of you know from my comments and watching the videos that I am a pagan, I'm a Wiccan. But what you may not know is that in the area where I live, there is a large pagan community, and I'm very blessed by being able to spend a good bit of my time with like-minded people that I absolutely totally love. I feel very sorry for people who are pagans and in isolated circumstances, because there's nothing quite like having a religious community that supports you and being with people that understand you. Result of this is that most of the people I know are pagan, and I rarely get outside of the pagan community, so I'm pretty isolated in that way. Of course, that's totally my choice. It isn't like I'm in some cult that isolates me. It's just that I feel comfortable in the pagan community, and that's where I basically want to be. You know, I think the main reason for my more or less self-imposed isolation into the pagan community is that after so many years of it, I just got sick and tired of the larger community trying to impose their religious points of view on me, and I just don't want to put up with it anymore. I live in the Bible Belt, and I just don't want to have to deal with it. Nor do I see any particular reason why I should have to deal with it. However, I do appreciate the fact that YouTube brings me in contact with all kinds of other people, and that's one of the blessings of the internet, is that you don't get to be too isolated and not know what's going on in the rest of the world. Also, having raised such a large family over multiple generations, I have definitely been exposed to what is going on in the world because of the activities involving the children and interacting with school and things of that nature. So I haven't been allowed to be as isolated as one might suppose. In fact, I think because I did raise such a large family, I have had to stay on my toes and up to date and knowing what's going on, because otherwise, how could I have raised them? My favorite foods are chocolate ice cream and cottage cheese. And I'd eat chocolate ice cream every day if it weren't for the fact that when I get into it too much, I do start putting on the pounds. So whenever I start gaining a little weight, I know I have to knock it off with the chocolate ice cream. Other than that, I do like the cottage cheese with my fresh garden vegetables. I could eat it all the time, especially cottage cheese and tomatoes. So I don't know if this has been very enlightening to any of you, but thank you for asking. And that's what S. Samp has to say, but feeling all nervous and jerky about posting this personal information.